A new war of destruction, the final event, the return of the Seven, and what the Norse gods have to do with this. Season 2 is almost here, which means the conclusion of the Voyager and the Seven story is about to happen. But here's the twist. While we were busy watching rifts tear open and reality bend and break, the real story was unfolding behind the scene the whole time. First things first, lore fans, mark your calendars for February 23rd. The Seven are making a comeback, and it looks like we're getting almost the whole squad. We know from the comics that the Imagined won't be there, but everyone else is fair game now that leaks show their icons have been updated. As the story continues, we'll get a new loading screen explaining why the Order is breaking out of prison. Starting with this update, she will leave more audio logs on the map like she did earlier in the season, and she'll also become an NPC with exclusive dialogue for specific characters. Everything surrounding the Seven and the Order is basically leading us toward the finale event, currently codenamed Rudel Lemon. While we don't know much else from this update, the next one will likely add the files for the event. Right now, the only confirmed detail is a red rift in the sky above Lethal Labs, which is probably connected to the Voyager's ship. That ship will likely start firing a laser soon that could end up eliminating us. Let's continue with the Ice King, who appears in the promo picture and can be seen fully in other images. I'm not sure if the skin will hit the shop though, since it's designed primarily as an NPC for now. He's set to host his own event on February 15th, where he'll freeze the entire OG map. In fact, the lead-up has already started. If you drop into the map right now, you can head to Polar Peak and see a sphere. The bunker, which has been broadcasting Morse code, is currently trying to communicate Foundation, the leader of the group I'm about to discuss. Let's move on to map changes, and this time there aren't many. The snow has melted, and Wunkerland has returned to normal following the South Park event. Previously, you could find a Bigfoot near the park who would vanish if you got too close. But after today's update, he's officially a boss. Just like other bosses, if you take him out, you'll snag his medallion, which boosts your stamina and health. It also lets you see enemy footsteps, similar to the visor from the previous season. Moving on to collaborations, we're kicking off with the second wave of K-pop demon hunters, featuring Huntrix and Jinwoo, who will have two styles. You can buy Jinwoo in a pack with one of the girls, while the other two members are available in a separate bundle. If you've got skills though, you can get the guy for free by placing high in an upcoming solo cup, which grants him and his cosmetics. This update also contains 3 encrypted collaborations that are currently a mystery, though one is likely the Marvel Rivals skins. As I mentioned in the last video, Overwatch isn't arriving this season, but in the next one. However, they might reveal the collaboration which includes 4 skins very soon. As for the loot pool, there are plenty of changes, starting with the new rifle. We've also got a new smoke grenade that grants shield and applies a zero gravity effect. Along with all these new features, we have everything related to the Huntrix collaboration, including the sword, the noodles, and the bubble shield that plays their track when used. You can also expect the Seven's weapons to drop this month, along with a new cannon that the Ice King is wielding in the trailer. Regarding anomalies, the Stick of Truth has been vaulted, but we have a new friendship bubble rift similar to Delulu's style, where you can't shoot at each other while inside. Another addition, thanks to the event, is the daily rewards system. If you log in on 9 different days between the 5th and the 19th, you'll gain account levels for each day, and logging in on a 10th day unlocks a loading screen. There are also more Valentine's-themed quests involving collecting candy hearts scattered around matches, which will grant you XP and a free back bling. On weekends, specifically the 14th and 21st, we'll have Power Hour, where all these new features will spawn more frequently. Looking back at the February calendar, the 13th marks the return of the Nightmare Island to Reload. Starting the 19th, we'll see another update, likely the last one, which will at least bring back the DeLorean for Battle Royale. Between the 19th and 21st, there will be a new map for Reload themed around the Lantern Festival. This island isn't coming alone. It brings quests and rewards. By the way, that specific skin hasn't dropped in-game yet, so they'll probably add it on the 19th. This week also marks the launch of the new festival season, and the trailer looks incredible. Checking out the pass, the featured artist is on the first page, with a highlight emote on the second page, another emote on page 3, and finally a red recolor on page 4. This pass runs until April 16th, In the shop, you can see the bundle, which includes a second skin, plus a pretty cool sidekick and some emotes. If you plan on picking this up, I'd appreciate you using my creator code. Then there's rocking gear from an original Season 7 skin. Interestingly, this isn't the exact same design as the 2019, so we might see a remake of that skin in the future. For sidekick, there's a cat likely dropping on the 14th. And for vehicles, we have a new McLaren and a Fast and Furious collab. In other news, the Inferno quest pack has been updated for a return, and a Chapter 2 Season 2 wrap was spotted, possibly acting as a teaser. Finally, the main modes have been unified in the UI, so Zero Build and Competitive are now housed within Battle Royale. It seems Epic is working on even more modes, including one called Square Club, a round-based mode related to reload, and they are continuing development on the Star Wars Creative Mode, where you can disguise yourself as a rebel trooper. That's only the tip of the iceberg, though. Let's dive into the upcoming collabs. Overwatch and Fortnite is finally happening. I know, we say this every year, but this time we have hard evidence. In the latest patch, data miners found a specific file labeled for Hanzo. LEGO actually slipped up and used this hairpiece on a random Ninjago skin, but the file name didn't lie, it's Hanzo's signature mesh. This is the smoking gun we've been waiting for. But it gets deeper. Insiders are suggesting this won't just be a skin drop, we are looking at a full-blown gameplay collaboration. Rumors are pointing to a potential payload LTM coming to Fortnite, mimicking the classic Overwatch game mode. As for the skins, obviously Hanzo is confirmed by the files, but the bundle leaks are suggesting a Heroes of Overwatch pack, featuring Tracer, Genji, and Mercy. Think about the potential for mythics here. A Genji Dragonblade mythic that works like the kinetic blade, but with faster dashes? That would be absolutely broken in the best way possible. Or a Tracer recall item that warps you back to where you were 3 seconds ago to dodge a sniper shot? The gameplay possibilities are endless. This is easily going to be the biggest collab of 2026, likely dropping around February to line up with the new season hype. If you are an Overwatch fan, start saving your V-Bucks now, because this is going to be an instant cop. But wait, because the collab train doesn't stop there. And we can't forget about LEGO Ninjago. Wave 1 was just the appetizer. Wave 2 is confirmed to be rolling out alongside these updates. We have seen leaked assets for Master Wu, and the design is incredible. It's super faithful to the show, but fits the Fortnite art style perfectly. If you are a main in the LEGO mode, you are eating good this year. Now, I want to touch on a few other rumors that have been floating around for 2026. First things first, let's talk about the Wasteland. We technically got the T60 power armor in the Battle Pass a while back, and it was incredible, but the files indicate we aren't done. Epic is planning to bring Lucy McLean, the main protagonist from the Amazon Prime TV show, directly into the item shop. For those of you who don't know Fallout, first, go play it, it's legendary. But secondly, this fits the Fortnite vibe perfectly. I'm hoping we also get a Ghoul skin, or maybe even Maximus, but for now, Lucy is the one locked in. If you missed out on the power armor, this is your second chance to grab some Vault tech gear. The next one is James Bond himself. This was another one rumors said was coming in December, but it got pushed. And honestly, good. A James Bond collab needs to be done right. We're talking about the most famous spy in history. The speculation here is wild. Which Bond do we get? Daniel Craig? Pierce Brosnan? Sean Connery? The delay tells me they are working out the licensing to make this a massive event, not just a simple skin drop. Get your tuxedos ready, agents. Speaking of cars, family. We can't talk about 2026 without mentioning Fast and Furious. We saw the Nissan Skyline and some other vehicles trickle into the shop last year in 2025, but the character skins were missing. That changes now. The leaks are pointing to a massive character drop featuring Dominic Toretto and fan favorite Han Lu. And knowing this franchise, they aren't going to stop at one wave. Fast and Furious has too many legends. I'm predicting a multi-wave release throughout the year to promote the next movie phase. If you want to look like Vin Diesel while cranking 90s, start saving your V-Bucks now. Rounding out the confirmed vehicle section, let's talk about the Disney investment. Remember when Disney bought a huge stake in Epic Games? We're finally seeing the fruits of that deal. Pixar's Cars is coming. We are talking Lightning McQueen and Mater. Now obviously, Lightning McQueen isn't going to be running around holding a pump shotgun. That would be weird. The leakers were hyping this up back in early 2025, and the delay suggests they are building custom animations. Maybe the eyes on the windshield move? Maybe the car talks? It's going to be way higher quality than the standard sports cars we have now. Let's shift gears to the rumors. These aren't officially on the calendar yet, but the files and the insiders are screaming that they are happening. First up, Post Malone. This man is a gamer. He plays Magic the Gathering. He streams Apex. It's honestly shocking he isn't in Fortnite yet. With Fortnite Festival becoming a main mode, Posty is the perfect headliner. Expect a concert. Expect a skin. Expect a full takeover. And then, the one that has the internet divided, XXXTentacion. This has been a rumor for years, but chatter has picked up again that Epic is working with his estate to bring him into the game. If this happens, it will easily be one of the highest-selling skins in Fortnite history. I'll keep you posted the second we get a file confirmation on this one. We've had Naruto, we've had Dragon Ball, we've had My Hero Academia. Demon Slayer is the missing piece of the Big Four. Millions of fans have been begging for it. This is likely slated for a mid-year release to match anime seasons. On the movie side, we have Blade Runner. I'm talking Ryan Gosling. I'm talking Harrison Ford. We already have Han Solo and Indiana Jones, so Harrison Ford is basically an Epic Games partner at this point. A Cyberpunk 2049 aesthetic bundle would look incredible with the new graphics engine. The Gaming Legends series is about to get stacked. First, Devil May Cry. Dante and Virgil, the white hair, the red coat, the dual pistols. Dante was practically built for Fortnite. I'm seeing this all over Twitter, and usually when the community noise gets this loud, Epic listens. Second, Tekken. We got Street Fighter. We got Mortal Kombat. It is literally time for the King of Iron Fist tournament. Let's rapid fire through a few more spicy rumors. Agent 47 from Hitman, the ultimate assassin. A suit skin with a barcode on the back of the head, cleanest skin in the game, hands down. The Riddler. DC has been quiet lately, but we need more villains. We have Joker, we have Poison Ivy. The Riddler is the next logical step to complete the Rogues Gallery. And of course, Shrek 5 is officially hitting theaters in 2026. Epic Games never misses a movie release this big. The rumors are stating that Universal and Epic are currently negotiating the DreamWorks wave. And if this goes through, we aren't just getting Shrek. We are looking at a donkey sidekick that talks, maybe a Puss in Boots, and, if we're lucky, a traversal emote where you ride the dragon. And a surprise one, The Quarry. This is a narrative horror game. Epic loves doing Halloween collabs like Alan Wake or Resident Evil, so seeing the counselors or the monsters from The Quarry would be a perfect Fortnitemares 2026 edition. I want to touch on the Epic Games survey. For those who don't know, Epic sends out surveys to random players asking like, have you heard of these characters? A credible leaker named Sam pointed out some insane names that popped up on the most recent list. We are seeing things like Jurassic Park, Gundam, and even Gordon Ramsay. Yes, imagine getting boxed up and full-pieced by Gordon Ramsay screaming about the lamb sauce. We also saw names like Kane from WWE and the legend Michael Jordan himself, maybe a new variant since we have the shoes. These surveys are basically Epic's to-do list. They aren't 100% confirmed, but they mean Epic is trying to get the rights. Also, the Fortnite roadmap was recently updated with the release schedule for 2026, meaning the dates for all content updates and season renewals have been shared by an official source. Of course, these dates are targets for the developers, and unexpected delays can happen. Nevertheless, it gives us an idea of what the year holds for Fortnite. The community is quickly analyzing the dates to figure out when the next seasons, as well as Chapter 8, will begin. Updates are usually released every 2 weeks, but there are some breaks in the schedule, namely in mid-June. Between June 19th and July 15th, there will be no updates, indicating when Epic employees will be on summer break. Additionally, we expect Chapter 7 Season 2 to run between March 5th and April 29th. If the latest waves of credible insider leaks and data mined files are to be believed. We are staring down the barrel of the most significant run of pop culture dominance in the history of the game. We are not just talking about a few niche skins here and there, because we are talking about industry-shaking IP integrations that we have been begging for since the very beginning. From the high seas of anime's biggest juggernaut to the gritty streets of anti-superheroes, the roadmap for early 2026 is shaping up to be an absolute dream scenario for us. The crown jewel of these whispers, and undoubtedly the most anticipated collaboration in the entire history of Fortnite, is the long-awaited arrival of One Piece. For years, the Straw Hat rumors have floated around social media like a ghost ship constantly promised but never docking. But finally, multiple reliable insiders are now pointing to a definitive release window of early 2026, marking this as the headline event to kick off the new year. Unlike smaller anime crossovers, the One Piece integration is rumored to be a massive multi-wave event, similar to the Dragon Ball and Naruto rollouts. The first wave is expected to focus on the core heavy hitters of the crew, so we are talking about Monkey D. Luffy, Roronoa Zoro, Nami, and Sanji finally making their debut on the battle bus. The potential for gameplay here is staggering, so just imagine the chaos of a Gum Gum Pistol Mythic, or a three-sword style melee weapon that rivals the Infinity Blade in sheer spectacle. There is also chatter about a Battle Royale map update that could see the Thousand Sunny docked off the coast, which is not just a skin drop, it is a cultural event that anime fans have been waiting for. If the early 2026 timeline holds, it will likely be the biggest and first collab of the year, essentially breaking the internet the second the trailer drops. While One Piece brings the colorful adventure, the tone is set to shift drastically with the heavily rumored collaboration with The Boys. This partnership has been teased on and off for nearly 2 years, but with the climactic finale of the Amazon Prime series looming, the timing for a Fortnite crossover has never been more perfect. This collaboration represents a grittier edge for the game, leaning into the T-rated boundary with characters like Homelander, Billy Butcher, and Starlight. Rumors suggest we could see a Temp V mythic item that grants temporary super strength or laser vision, balanced by a health-draining mechanic to mimic the show's unstable powers. As part of the Gaming Legends series, which has already immortalized icons like Master Chief, Kratos, and Lara Croft, Crash is the missing piece of the 90s platformer puzzle. The leaks suggest that this collaboration has been on the table for a while, but was held back to align with a specific announcement from the franchise's holders. Seeing the orange marsupial in a battle royale as a skin might be surreal, but I think it will be as a sidekick just like the Groot or SpongeBob. We can expect a cel-shaded design that stays true to the Crash 4. It's about time aesthetic, complete with a chaotic spin attack emote that might even have some interaction with crates or loot. Having Crash Bandicoot running alongside you is the ultimate testament to Fortnite's status as the museum of gaming history. And it makes you wonder if Spyro is lurking in the files somewhere close behind him, considering how often those two franchises cross over. If early 2026 delivers on even half of these rumored collaborations, we are looking at a golden era for the game, because the diversity of this lineup spanning anime, TV, musical, and retro gaming ensures that there is something for literally everyone. Epic Games has mastered the art of the hype train, and by stacking One Piece, The Boys, Wicked, and Crash Bandicoot into the same promotional window, they are ensuring that player retention remains at an all-time high. It is rare to see such a concentrated burst of high-profile collaborations hitting one after another, but it seems like Epic is trying to make a statement that Fortnite is still the king of live service games. Whether you are excited for the anime aesthetics of the Grand Line or The Boys, the sheer variety of content coming our way is staggering.